Welcome to the Best Guy podcast where we talk about personal development. Okay, today we're going to talk about taking accountability. You ever notice how when we were kids, when we did something wrong, we pointed toward someone, maybe our sibling, maybe our friends. My friends made me do it. My siblings made me do it. We never took accountability, right? Well, maybe you did, but I know, in all honesty, that I was the kind of guy who didn't take accountability. Well, when I looked it up, the antithesis of taking accountability is excuses. So we made excuses. That's the antithesis of it. You could look it up yourself, but making excuses, pretty much, that's the antithesis. Now, the when we make excuses, we're acting like children. In the Bible, it says, put childish things away. So, guys, girls, we need to put excuses away if we're going to take accountability. Have you ever cheated? Are you overweight? Are you really skinny? Have you been cheated on? Okay, whatever your answer is in anything, or maybe you have a different part of your life that you have to take accountability for. So if you're a constant cheater, maybe you can't be faithful, don't be in a relationship and just date around. And if you've been cheated on, maybe you need to take some time to stop dating and just focus on yourself. Focus on who you are. Remember who you are. Don't focus on I'm lonely, I need to find someone. On the last podcast I did, it was on loneliness. So I want to add that in there too, that don't date because you're lonely. And if you're overweight, maybe you can start dieting, eat healthy, start working out, do something. Maybe run, go walk, maybe start slow, do a walk, maybe a mile walk. If you have a hard time gaining weight, which I did, what I did was I studied working out, and I studied how to gain weight. That less is more when you're working out. You don't have to work out super crazy like everybody else. High intensity training. But whatever your goal is, or whatever you're working at, we got to find ourselves accountable. Why did you cheat? Don't make excuses and say my wife or husband left me, or my wife and husband made me cheat, which is kind of crazy. No one makes you cheat. You cheat because you want to. Some of the excuses of cheating is that they didn't treat you that well. That's not an excuse. Or another one is my husband or wife worked so many hours, they didn't pay attention to me. Well, guess what, guys? We got to talk to, if you're in a relationship, you got to talk to your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you're in a relationship with. And if they're not going to talk to you, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship with them. Maybe if you're going to cheat, then maybe they shouldn't be with you. See, taking accountability. If you're in a bad relationship, why be in that relationship if the other person's not going to grow? Maybe you're growing personally, and that person's not wanting to grow. They're just wanting to be who they are. Guess what? You guys are going separate ways. So you guys are growing far apart. That means you guys are not growing together. And if you're not willing to talk to them, then you're not willing to accept accountability for your part, because at least try to talk to them. we gotta take accountability. I I pretty much had to take accountability all the time. I okay. Here's this story. Years ago, me and my brother were 14 years apart, about maybe 13 or 14, and he and I never grew up like hanging out until he was in his teenage years. But the reason why he didn't want to hang out with me was because who I was. I was a jerk, and I had to take accountability that I was not the best big brother in the world. And I couldn't point fingers at him. He was younger, but I had to see who I was first. I had to take accountability because it starts with me. Can you say that word? It starts with me because that's who it starts with. Who forget what happened in the past right now. We got to take accountability. We got to grow. We can't just keep pointing fingers. Maybe your wife or husband cheated and you say they worked so many hours, they neglected to think about me. I thought that was crazy when I first heard that. But are they really not thinking about you? Are they providing for the family? Are they putting money out on the table or not on the table in your account or wherever? Are the bills being paid? Think about that first. Are the kids being fed? Are you being fed? Are you shopping on their dime? Because if they're working all those hours, everything's being paid, then they didn't forget about you. You're forgetting about them, thinking they're just putting so many hours and you think you're forgotten about. But they didn't forget about you. They're making that money for you. It's just you and your husband or wife, whoever I'm talking to right now. Maybe you forgot about them. See, it starts with you. Accountability. No excuses. So if you cheated on them, then you forgot about them. They might work a lot of hours, but you forgot that they were doing it for you. Maybe you forgot that they were doing it for your kids too. So if you cheated, you forgot about your own kids. So it starts with you. That's what taking accountability is. No excuses, remember. That's just like if I stopped working out altogether and I got huge. And you know what? I forgot about me. I forgot about maybe sometimes we stop working out. Remember, if my woman found me attractive, this is a fake scenario because I'm single, but say I stopped working out, not because life was too busy, but because I just got lazy. Say that. Okay. And she stopped being attracted to me. Is that her fault? No, it's my fault. That's how she found me. And this is who I am. I got lazy. I stopped working out. Now I have no muscle. And I didn't think about her, how she saw me. And I just said, well, she has to love me for who I am. Guess what? She loved me for who I am, but I became lazy. I became lethargic. I became apathetic. And that's not who she loved. She wanted a man on a mission. But if I stopped that, I lost that. So if you're in a physical fitness state and you just give up and you get big and your wife or husband leave you, take accountability. Take accountability. Take accountability because that's what taking accountability is. Maybe they lost interest or in you because they weren't attracted to you no more. You weren't that attracting person to them. Maybe you stopped taking care of yourself. Is that their fault? No, it's human nature. You can't always just blame someone else for what happens. And if it goes beyond mental, if it's like mental, all mental, maybe you need to see a therapist, a pastor, someone that can help you, not TikTok or YouTube videos that have nothing edifying your marriage, your mind, whatever, all that trash. I call it TikTok trash because there's a lot of bad information out there. This is personal development. We're focusing on becoming better. That's why I want us to all take accountability. I know a lot of people got cheated on, and a lot of people cheated on someone. Why did they cheat on you? Ask that. Maybe you're the problem, or maybe they are just a obsessive cheater. If they go into the next relationship and they are cheating, then that's their problem. If you're focusing on being a better person, being the best woman, man you can be, whatever gender you are, then maybe it's not them. Maybe they're just unhappy in life. You got to take accountability. Maybe it's not you. Don't make yourself feel down. Don't beat yourself up if it's not you. Maybe it's them. You did everything you want or you know to do. Don't beat yourself up for that. Maybe that's just who they are. They didn't think about you. They didn't think about your kids. Say you guys had kids together. They didn't think about you. They thought about their own needs. Maybe they're selfish. I know I was selfish before I did my personal development journey or my personal development journey. It's a personal development journey because it's about self. We got to start with ourselves first, guys. You got to put yourself there first. It doesn't start with other people. Don't do it for someone else. Do it for yourself first. It may sound selfish, but you got to do it for yourself first. If you can't help yourself, no one can help you. So we got to keep on growing. Then the motivations will be maybe your kids, the people around you. Because we got to have motivation. I always talk about working out. My motivation was to look like a pro wrestler or bodybuilder when I was younger. Maybe you have motivations in your life, your kids. You want a good life. You want them to have a mom and dad that are great together rather than always fighting or you guys are getting ready for a divorce. But make them your motivation. Maybe you and your husband or you and your wife are fighting right now, but think about the motivation. Your kids, your lifestyle, your life together. Always have motivation. Some people take out the motivation and they just make it about themselves, or they just become conceited. I understand that because I am a conceited person naturally. But if we don't start taking accountability, like it starts from me. So constantly say that every day, maybe every once in a while. It starts with me. Stop blaming everyone else. Some people get mad at other people before they look at themselves. Go to the store and see a checker or someone who works at the store. What do you usually say? Oh, they treated me bad. How did you treat them? Because it starts with you. It starts with me. It doesn't start with them. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe a bad morning. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they're not feeling that good right now. So, say, I can't do anything about their attitude, but I can only do something about my attitude. So if you're going to a relationship, think about how you can improve the relationship. Maybe you're doing everything you can and it's the other person's fault. But maybe you're not being the best person. Maybe you're uh, a domestic wife and maybe you're not cleaning. There was a video that said there was a guy who was a domestic dad because his wife made more, made a lot more, and what his thing was is that he said he could clean the whole house in like maybe an hour, hour and a half at the most. And that's even like doing the yard work and washing clothes and taking care of his son who had Down syndrome. And he said all that he had to do all that in an hour and a half. So clean everything, mop, sweep, do everything. But he did it in an hour and a half. And then he wanted to have dinner ready by the time his wife got back. He made her lunch and he made her breakfast. But he said, I did it because I love my son. Someone need to stay home and be with him. They didn't trust no caregiver, but they needed someone to stay at home. And that was his motivation. His son, his wife, and the fact that they don't trust caregivers. I mean, not that caregivers are bad, but, you don't want to trust someone that you don't know sometimes. But guys, we got to take accountability. So maybe if you're one of those domestic wives or husbands and you say, it takes me all day to clean, turn off the TV, turn on the radio, maybe listen to a personal development audio, put away your phone, and get busy. I mean, that guy had a big house. And for me to say that's crazy is crazy. But that guy, he was just motivated. But what I'm saying is that we gotta not make excuses. Then, like I said, antithesis of accountability is excuses. We gotta stop making excuses for ourselves and not see us as the perfect one, because we always got to work on ourselves. I don't have the best body. I don't have the best finances. I don't have the best life. I got to work at it. Spiritually, I still need to grow. I'm not perfect. Let's go say it. I'm not perfect. Your husband or wife might say you're perfect, but just say it right now. I'm not perfect. So we got to do what we can on our side. Whether you're single or whether you're a couple, maybe you have a family. We got to take care of ourselves first. We got to make sure we're not making excuses in our lives. Even this video. Everyone knows I'm blind. But I still make these videos. I try not to make excuses on that too. I try to clean my house the best I can. I try to stay in physical shape. I try to eat healthy foods. Most of my foods are cooked at home, except for maybe my frozen pizzas, which I have to throw in the oven. But even that, I take accountability. I had to have a guy come over from Commission for the Blind, come over and teach me how to do some of these things, because I could not do it by myself all the time. I had to take accountability. Sometimes you need a little bit of help. Don't say, I have to do all this. Maybe you have kids that can help clean. You don't always have to clean everything yourself. Maybe you can hire somebody for some of these things. Maybe you have a husband that works all hours of the day and you expect him, you get mad at him for leaving, maybe not cutting the grass. Maybe you can hire somebody to cut the grass. Help him. Help him in that way. Maybe sometimes he's too worn down. He just throws his clothes by the hamper instead of in the hamper. Maybe that's just how worn down he is. Don't get mad at him. Just pick it up and throw it in there, in the hamper. There was a wife that I saw on TikTok that said that she doesn't get mad when her husband does that, because sometimes he's really worn down. All it takes is a second to throw it down instead of a huge fight that sometimes can spiral into a divorce, which is crazy. Don't pick little fights just so you can get drama. Maybe you're doing TikTok videos. Maybe you're doing YouTube videos. The drama, you don't need that drama. Just help out as much as you can. Whether maybe you're a husband, maybe you can help clean on your time off. Maybe just do a little sweep. Maybe do the dishes. Maybe you can help out just a little more. I'm not going to place it all on wives, but anything to help out your relationship, because it's about taking accountability. So, like as I said earlier about people that are trying to lose weight, or maybe you gotten a little big. Maybe you can just go for a walk. Maybe you can start eating healthier. Learn to cook foods instead of fast foods or microwavables. Something healthy. Take accountability. Every day, just say, it starts with me. Whatever your problem is. I don't know. There's so many problems in this world. Just remember, it starts with you. It starts with me. We got to focus on ourselves first. So whatever the problem is, remember, it starts with me. Say that. It starts with me. That's what taking accountability is, saying no excuses. I'm not going to point fingers because it starts with me. Maybe you're not the best parent. Maybe you need a little bit of help. You need to watch YouTube videos. Nowadays, you can YouTube a lot of things. Maybe you can find motivation on there. I think that's the best thing about personal development growth is we can have an end in mind, we can have motivation, and we can just start. But that's the 3 steps of personal development. The end, the middle, which is motivation, and the starting out. Once we start, then we can watch videos for motivation. Then we just keep focusing on the end in mind. Maybe it's a happy marriage. Maybe it's a better body. Maybe there's so many different things you can focus on. But every time, every day, when you're focusing on your goals, say, it starts with me. Better life. We don't always have to have the world making our decisions for us because it starts with me. Maybe other people are happy or they appear happy with their marriages. But remember, it starts with me. Who cares what other people think? Who cares about other families? It's just about you and your family. That's all I want to say today. If you like this kind of content, then like, subscribe, leave a comment, and just remember, it starts with me. I'm the Frugal Cyborg MR3. This is the Best Guy Podcast. And everybody, remember, stay amazing, because we can all be the best guy here, the best guy there, the best guy anywhere.